Hello everyone. Now let me introduce Wuhan Huazhong CNC Drilling Center tool magazine debugging. First, let's understand a few basic concepts. The first is current tool number. The current tool number refers to the user-defined ID number of the tool placed on the spindle. This number is unique in the same magazine. The user can edit it in the CNC System Settings tool magazine. In the system, the tool number of the current spindle is at position 0 of the tool magazine, and the position 0 is mapped to the B188 register, so the power off register corresponding to the tool number of the current spindle is the value stored in B188. As we can see in the picture, in the magazine position 000, the current tool number on the spindle is 16. The second is tool pocket number. The tool pocket number actually refers to the position number in the tool magazine table, and each tool number uniquely corresponds to a tool pocket number. As we can see in the picture, on the left side of the magazine position table is the tool pocket number. The third is tool position number, current tool location number. The tool position number refers to the tool pocket number of the tool that the current tool magazine stops on the tool change gap. This data is required for numerical calculation when searching for the tool in the rotary tool magazine. The power off register corresponding to the tool position number is B189. Maximum number of tool pockets. The maximum number of tool pockets is the value used to define the maximum capacity of the tool magazine. This value is set by the B187 power off register. If B187 data is not set, the tool magazine table will not be displayed. B187 can be found in the System Diagnosis Status Display B for modification. As we can see in the picture, the B187 is the total capacity of tool magazine, and the B188 is the spindle tool number. B189 is the current tool position number. Tool change point, third reference point. The position at which the tool is taken and returned during the tool change is called the tool change point, which is the so-called third reference point of the machine tool. It can be set in the coordinate x parameters. As we can see in the picture, in the x parameter logical x, the parameter 102022 is the third reference point position. Tool lift point, second reference point. After the tool is released, the spindle will lift the tool to a safe avoidance position to avoid the collision of the tool holder. This safe position is called the tool lift point, which is so-called second reference point. It can be set in the coordinate x parameters. As we can see in the picture, in x parameter logical x, the parameter 102021 is the second reference point position. Spindle orientation angle. During the tool change process, the spindle needs to be oriented to ensure the normal gripping of the tool magazine. The position of the spindle during the tool change needs to be filled in the logical X5 of the CNC system coordinate X parameters for setting. The tool change process. The entire process is: first, the ZX moves to the G53 coordinate 0 point. The spindle orientation starts. The ZX raises the tool to the third reference point and checks whether it reaches the third reference point. After the tool change check is completed, the ZX moves to the second reference point to check whether it reaches the second reference point. The tool magazine turns to the T command tool position number position, and then the ZX moves to the third reference point. Check whether the third reference point is reached. The ZX moves to the G53 coordinate 0 point, and the spindle orientation is off, and that's the entire process of tool change. The tool change user-defined cycle is stored in the file name userdef.cyc. The userdef.cyc file can be viewed in the System Processing Program Selection Fixed Cycle. And now we can see the tool change user-defined cycle G-code program and the instructions. And now we can see the main M code for tool change and its function and the end condition. Thank you. First of all, let me demonstrate the tool change process for everyone. Select the MDI mode. Enter M06T7 and then click Enter. When we use the Huazhong system, if you do not click Enter after inputting the command in the MDI mode, the CNC system will not recognize the command. After inputting the command, click Enter, and then click Cycle Start. Then the tool change starts. After watching the entire tool change process, I will explain the tool change process in detail according to the micro program. When the ZX moves to the G53 coordinate 0 point, it will continue to move up to the tool change point, and the tool magazine will rotate after reaching the tool change point. Then the ZX starts to move downwards, reaches the tool change point again to grab the tool, then it moves downwards to reach the 0 point. Select the X parameter logical X5, parameter 105539. This parameter is the spindle orientation angle. Fill in the current pulse number according to the current spindle staying position. and perform reset operation after filling in the parameters. Complete the spindle orientation angle setting. Select the second reference point to fill in the safety height, and the third reference point is the tool change point. The purpose of the safety height setting is to ensure that the tool magazine will not collide with the tool head or the spindle during the rotation. The higher the setting is, the better. The position of the tool head should be lower than the spindle stay point, so that the tool head will not interfere when the tool magazine rotates. The tool change point needs to move down the Z-axis solely in the manual mode when the tool magazine just stuck to this point of the tool. It is the best setting position of the second reference point, which cannot be too high or too low. After completing the settings, we need to fill in the tool heights into the second and the third reference points. We also need to pay attention to another parameter, the second limit, because during the use of the tool magazine, in order to prevent misoperation from starting the tool change, the second reference point needs to be set. Only in the tool change mode, the Z-axis can reach the tool change point. The positive height of the second reference point is higher than the first reference point. It can be seen that there are numbers 1 to 16 on the tool magazine. Each number corresponds to a tool pocket number. The tool on the spindle corresponds to a spindle tool number. The tool pocket number is constant with the spindle tool number, and the number 3 tool pocket number corresponds to the number 3 tool. The maximum number on the tool magazine is 16, so the maximum stored tool amount is 16. The relevant parameters need to be filled in the parameters of the CNC system. The number in the B187 register is 16. Which corresponds to the maximum stored tool amount. The number in B188 and the B189 is 3, which corresponds to the current spindle tool number and the tool pocket number. In this interface, we can see a total of 16 tools. In order to facilitate processing, we need to fill in each value from 1 to 16 to accurately set the tool magazine.